Hey, welcome back. Today, let's take a look at the Royce I-600B as in Bravo. Stay tuned, and we'll check it out. Okay, the Royce I-600B as in Bravo is a 23 channel crystal driven radio, and as you see there, you've got 1 through 22, and then you got your PA. So when you get to PA, a lot of the radios will almost like shut off. The faceplate kind of goes blank to let you know you're on the PA setting. You've got a signal strength meter here, a 4-pin microphone. You've got volume and squelch, or your volume on and off, I should say, and then your squelch. And for this to be an older radio, it's actually very light. It's only like 2.8 pounds. It's 5.5 inches wide, about 8.5 inches long, and right at 2 inches tall. Your power cord is built into the radio, which I have power poles on everything. It is designed as a mobile. You've got your PA external speaker, and then your SL239, PL259, whatever, I get those confused. But overall, a very nice radio. I don't know if the data plate will show here, but this is from 1976. Somewhere around 1974-75 was when the FCC gave the Citizens Band the additional channels, but this is still a 23 channel CB. Got a bottom fired speaker there. Puts out about 5 watts. Now the meter that I show here in a minute doesn't read right, so it only shows like 3.5 watts, but my other meter that's a little better does show 5 watts. This is your microphone that came with this. Big honking thing. Big chunk of plastic there. That works pretty good. There's your 4-pin adapter for your 4-pin plug for your mic. Alrighty, so I'll roll in some footage of me talking to 35 Delta 114 down over the hill, old brown dog himself, and stay tuned for that. Okay, we have readjusted. Let's put some power on this old girl. Give her a little bit there. Got our squelch all the way down. Channel changer lights up. You can't really see it, but your SWR meter does light up, and I figured out when I was talking on the air a little bit ago that it does modulate as you modulate, so we'll see that here in a little bit. Got the Midland handheld turned on over here, so let's see what she sounds like. Testing from the Royce. Testing from the Royce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Testing from the Royce. And the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing, 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 testing from the Royce. Or into the Royce. Testing into the Royce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sounds pretty good for an old girl. And on my meter, which I don't think this one's reading right, it keeps saying right at about 3 watts. But my other one, you'll see it shows about 5 watts. So one of these is accurate or not, however you want to look at it. But the radio should be a 5 watt, and that's what it shows on my other one. So we'll roll in some on-the-air footage. And as always, I appreciate your time. Stay tuned. Be nice to one another. 1984 Redbeard. That one sounds pretty good for 4 watts. How's this one sound? It's pushing right at 4 watts. It's a Royce I-600B as in Baker with the crappy stock microphone that I still ain't cleaned up.
That sounds real good. Sounds real good to me. Yeah, this radio here is the one I got for $5 there at the flea market the other day. It's got the stock mic and everything on it, a little used in there. It's a get some light around here. Here I can see something there. It's a Pro 510XL, what they call it, unit in.
Yeah, roger that. I've seen a whole bunch of those, and different places, and some of the guys have said they don't work well or they don't sound good. But I tell you what, it's making a trip over here and it's sounding good. Granted, we're basically across the yard from each other. Another thing I just realized about this 600B is when I talk, it's the SWR or signal meter kind of lights up and flickers with modulation. That's pretty neat. I didn't notice that before.
That's the way I got the that other LTD, the one I was talking on there a while ago. It flickers like that. Some guys like it to flicker, that way they know their modulation's working, and then some guys don't. I'm one of the guys that don't. I might go in there and readjust that, because the more you tweak them up, the more you're putting the wattage through that SWR meter there, and he'll pick it. They think it's getting a short, and then he'll start flickering there. But there's an adjustment in there for that.
Yeah, roger that. Well, I can in the bezel there, I can see that it's like a separate LED or something that does its thing, and I do notice this one has forward swing as I modulate, so that's a little different from the other ones. But you're still hitting me about a 7 on this side.
Roger. Yeah, I can't tell what you're hitting. All this thing got little LED lights on. It's got 4 of them there. It's got 3 green and 1 red there, and then it's got another separate LED there, red for TX on there. But my RF is going all the way up to into the red like it's supposed to.
Yeah, roger that. That's kind of how that realistic is that I got there in the car. I keep forgetting what number. I don't remember if it's a TRC 430 or whatever it is, but it's very basic radio, very small. Not as small as them new little mini Cobras and stuff like that. But it's a small radio, but it still gives a good sound versus that little Midland HT that I have. It does okay, but that realistic seems like it's got a better sound to it.
Roger. Yeah, I still want to take and get me an oscilloscope, a good one, and a bird watt meter, and set me up a little bench out there and start working on these things. Maybe sell a few of them there, then make me enough money to buy me a big boy toy radio.
That is a dream. Of course, that's my dream. You've been there and done that, so you get to relive your childhood.
Yeah, I've been looking out at a lot of old tube radios, a lot of vintage radios here lately, especially some old Vikings there. I'd like to get me an old Viking there, get it set up for AM.